What's guys, welcome back to the channel. Boy, it's been a long time since I've actually said that, but welcome back everyone who's still here. I don't know how many of you are still going to be here, expecting me to post a video or even want to see me post a video at this point. But yeah, I am back. Things may look a little different. Firstly, new headphones. That's kind of what I was waiting for, because I am finally coming back to making videos. The old headset was a piece of crap. Let's just put it that way. I'll get more into that in a minute. But I know it's been a few months since I made a video. I think it's been over 3 months since I posted something. Work's been a bitch. Life's been a bit of a bitch. But after the past few weeks, I feel like I'm ready to come back into making content again. And it just felt like a lot of things kind of seemed to line up in a very, very beneficial way for me. Let's just put it that way. So this is just going to be a quick channel update as to what's been going on and what's going to go on. If you want to see me actually reacting to stuff, you have to wait a little bit longer. I'll be doing a lot over this weekend trying to get that up. First video will come out whenever it comes out. I'm not going to say a date because I don't want to push myself to already make a promise that I then immediately unfulfill. I'm going to get some content done so I have a backlog, and then we can start going regularly from there. That's the plan, at least. I use the infamous P word. I'm sorry to mess it up again in like a week's time. But I want to do at least one video a day. If I can manage that, I'll be happy. If I can return to the 2 a day sort of range that I was able to do before everything went downhill, then that would be amazing. But I would like to at least be consistent 1 video a day now for the rest of the channel's lifetime. Taking breaks, obviously, where I need to. But also having content built up so that I can take time off and not have it impact the schedule, because YouTube really requires you to be somewhat consistent unless you make really long, deep content that takes a lot of time but is a subject that a lot of people immediately latch onto. So people like Oversimplified, like Montemayor, some of you probably don't know them, but they do like really good breakdowns on naval combat from the 1940s, especially around the Pacific War campaign. So it's just another example. But like that type of content, that's not me. I don't do like long documentary stuff. I do regular reactions. So that kind of rewards consistency and daily activity. So we'll be looking to return to that. But like I said, life's been very busy, hence why I took a bit of a break. Kind of an unannounced break. I apologize on YouTube. Those on Discord, didn't really get much of an update either, to be honest. I'm kind of bad about that. But Discord has known that I'm coming back here for a day or two. And like I said, things seem to have lined up. So as I record this, it is the 8th of September. I don't know when I'm uploading this. It might be tomorrow. It might be over the weekend. It might be after the weekend. We'll see. But it's the 8th of September as I record this. I came back from holiday on the 6th. I went on holiday to London with my girlfriend and her family. To London from Friday to Tuesday, just to kind of unwind a bit, have a proper holiday, because her family hadn't had a proper holiday since COVID hit, and I haven't had a proper holiday since I was a kid, probably, maybe like 10, 11, somewhere around then, maybe, is when I last had a holiday, maybe even younger, I don't know, like a proper holiday where we actually went out for like an extended period of time. So that was very nice. It also happened to coincide with my birthday, which was on Monday. So I got to celebrate birthday with my girlfriend in London. It was pretty nice. Went to go to Wembley for the day. For those of you who don't know, Wembley Football Stadium, or Soccer Stadium, I guess, for American viewers. One of the biggest stadiums in Europe. I think it's technically the second biggest capacity-wise, behind the Camp Nou in Spain. I think that's what he said on the tour anyway. I think they've got like, I don't know why I remember this, but as part of the tour, because we went on a guided tour around Wembley for a couple of hours. Unfortunately, they didn't have the grass pitch out. They only had the concert stage out because they just had a concert over the weekend. So they were packing that up and getting the turf back on. So I didn't get pictures of the turf, unfortunately. But I remember them saying they have like 2,600 toilets or something at Wembley. And like when the whole thing, you can walk around the whole kilometer ring of the stadium completely uninterrupted, and you'll always be in sight of a toilet, which I just thought was kind of crazy in of itself. And they actually have a world record because of that, so that's kind of funny. But yeah, I got to spend the day going around Wembley. Had obviously a look around London as well as we're commuting. Managed to get them to go on the tube, which I didn't think was going to happen because they're not really... The family's not a great fan of the tube, which is understandable. But I love the tube. I honestly, if I was going around London, 90% of the time I would be going around London, I would want to take the tube, personally. I've learned a lot about the London bus system in this holiday as well, because we use the buses very frequently for like smaller trips, and admittedly, yes, the buses are pretty great and I do enjoy them quite a lot as well, but I'd still want to do the tube for a long journey like Wembley, because that's out in Zone 4, which is quite a ways out of central London. I mean, we were staying near the London Eye, which was amazing. Got to go on that, of course, as well. Sea Life, Shrek's Adventure. We went to, obviously, Tower Bridge. Like, we did everything we kind of could in the span of, like, 4 or 5 days, so that was very enjoyable. But like I said, birthday celebrations were good. Had some amazing food. Oh my god, the food in London, yes. Just being able to go out and eat at so many different places whilst we were there. Like our hotel restaurant had some pretty decent food, honestly. I mean, for a hotel restaurant, it did all right actually. We went to TGI Fridays one night. For my birthday, this was the best one. Street Burger, owned by Gordon Ramsay in London. The fries there, oh my god, I think they're called Kaufman's fries, I think is the name that they give their fries, with I think it's paprika they put on those fries. Oh, it's so good. Like, honestly, I've always said McDonald's fries are the best fries in the country. Like, I've never tasted fries better than McDonald's fries. Those, honestly, I think are better. Like, they're more expensive, yes, they're harder to get, yes, but I think they are the superior fry, chip, whatever you want to call them. They were just gorgeous. Obviously, had so many good burgers. Louisiana Hot Mess from TGI Fridays was so good. But yeah, if you want to see some more of the food stuff, actually, my girlfriend has her own little YouTube channel that she's doing a lot of like food porn-esque videos. She's done a couple of anime-based ones as well. I think she's going to do some more anime-based ones in the future as well, but she's been uploading some of our London food adventures, so you can see what me and her have been eating whilst we've been in London. Some of the desserts, like the apple crumble, I think that was at TGI's. Can't remember. I think it was TGI Fridays. That was the apple crumble. Might have been Jungle Zone. Jungle Zone was amazing. That's a really interesting restaurant. That's one way to put it. But if you want to see any of that, you can go to my girlfriend's channel. I'll link it down in the description below, and you'll probably see some like pictures here and there of things that have been happening. I'll try and put some pictures here and there of like things what I was doing as I was talking about them, if I can be bothered to edit the video. We'll see. I might just be lazy and just upload this. You never know. But yeah, it's been a very, very relaxing experience, and I think that relaxation and that break from just everything in life has kind of just reinvigorated my passion for wanting to watch anime again, because I haven't watched anime in months, and that feels so weird to me, because I love anime. I seriously love anime, and it's the longest I've gone since I started watching without actually, like, engaging with it, and that makes me sad to an extent, because I feel like I'm missing out on so much. Admittedly, I've not heard much, like, talk about other shows in recent seasons. Apparently, like, there's none that have been, like, super jumping out. Obviously, what was it? The cosplay one. That obviously was Dress Up Darling. That was what it's called. Has been going good. I'm really excited about Overlord Season 4, of course, because that's wrapping up here very soon. And I'd love to watch that, of course, because I'm a huge Overlord fan. Other than that, I haven't really heard many mentions of other shows, but then again, I haven't been engaging with it, so that's kind of my own fault. But we will be getting there eventually. But the plan for now, there's the infamous P word again, the idea I have is I need to finish Symphogear. I need to finish World Trigger, and I need to finish Local Horizon. Those were my Patreon request shows. I am obligated to finish those, otherwise I feel like I'm a scammer. So, I'm going to finish those. Symphogear Season 4 will be finished, hopefully by the end of September. Like, I would really hope I have finished it by the end of September, and I'm well on the way to Season 5. If I can complete Season 5 in September as well, that would be incredible, although I'm not going to push myself to do that. But I would like to rotate Symphogear, World Trigger, and Lock Horizon on a somewhat regular basis, so that we can get those out of the way, complete those, and I can start looking to the other shows that I have incomplete on the channel, and start re-engaging with those and finishing them off before continuing on with seasonal reactions. Now, I'm not sure how I'm going to handle seasonal reactions yet. I still think I want to do seasonals. I don't want to just, like, pick a show and have, like, for 3 months have a show in each day. I don't really want to do that. I do want to still do seasonals where it's, like, shows that are coming out at that time. But at the same time, I'm not sure how I'm going to necessarily do that, considering the rather packed schedule that is seasonals. I know I can't do a full season of shows like I used to. That will just turn me off of anime entirely again, I think. And I'll just overwork myself to the point where I just drop off again. So I need to figure something out for seasonals. Maybe I just am very strict and only go for shows that I'm genuinely interested in, like, immediately from just reading a synopsis about them, rather than giving a lot of shows a try and then filtering from there. We'll see. But, like I said, Symphogear, World Trigger, Log Horizon, immediately coming now. That's what I will be spending the next couple of days over the weekend recording and making sure that I actually have them ready and can release at least daily a video. So it'll be like Symphogear. Let's say, for example, I start on Monday. I might start early, I might start later, we'll see. I'll do a Symphogear on a Monday, a World Trigger on a Tuesday, maybe back to Symphogear for a Wednesday, World Trigger Thursday, and then Log Horizon Friday. We'll see what we end up doing. Maybe I'll do just Sympho, World Trigger, Log Horizon, and just do that 3-day, like, repeat until I'm complete. Maybe I'll do something like that. Maybe I'll just focus on completing Symphogear every single day, and then work on World Trigger, and then work on Log Horizon. We'll see what I end up deciding, but I'll post it all on Discord when we get there. But I said things seem to line up quite nicely. Obviously, I've had a holiday on my birthday, rejuvenated, I feel refreshed to come back and do anime. Obviously, I need to complete Symphogear, and as if it was kind of designed, I recently had 2 new anime figures arrive, because a bunch of them have been delayed, just in general, as well as because of the war in Ukraine. Shipping got cancelled to the UK for quite an extended period of time, and it's only just now that they're getting through the backlogs and actually sending me the stuff I've already paid for, by the way. So I have paid for these figures. Pre-orders were accepted and done. They were waiting for me. They just couldn't ship to me because they were still trying to figure that out. But they finally started arriving, and 2 of them were the Act Mode figures for Tsubasa and Chris from Symphogear, which you should see over my shoulder right now. If you see on my display cabinet, you'll see Tsubasa and Chris. These figures, these are Act Mode figures. These are the first 2 Act Mode figures I've ever bought. Pretty much all my figures are either Nendoroids or Pop-Up Parades. I love Pop-Up Parades. They are cheap, they're really nice quality, and they've got a good selection of characters coming out. I love Pop-Up Parade figures. They are my go-to. I would highly recommend anyone who wants anime figures and wants to get, like, proper made, like, pre-order version ones, rather than getting them off, like, secondhand sites or anything. Get Pop-Up Parade stuff. You'll find them in, like Forbidden Planet. You'll find them in a bunch of stores if you're looking for older ones that the pre-orders have already ended on. For example, we were in Forbidden Planet in London, the mega store. Unfortunately, we were at a time where they were restocking half the stores, so we couldn't see half of it, but the anime side was still open. Bunch of pop-up parades, including Ryuko Matoi, which is a fairly recent one, so they've got their shipments of those in as well. So I would highly recommend looking for pop-up parade ones, because especially some of the older ones, for example, the I think it's Weathering With You, that set of figures from Pop-Up Parade, you can get them for 30 quid, which is honestly pretty good for these figures. Like, they retail, I think, about 40 quid, and, like, for pre-order with shipping, they're 36, 38 quid, I think it is, total. So, paying 30 quid for them is actually a pretty good deal, especially considering you can't pre-order them now, they're already gone. So, hit up Forbidden Planet and other anime-esque stores, because you might be able to find a good deal with them, especially if they're older ones that have had their pre-orders quite a while ago. They'll just be stock that they want to get rid of, and they'll probably bump the prices down a bit, or even put a discount on. But like I said, those are the figures I normally buy, the pop-up parades, and you can see I've got quite a selection on the show. I've got 2 cabinets with 6 in them, and I've got 2 full display stands. Now I need to buy another stand because I'm starting to use some space on my dresser, and that's running out of space as well. So these were the first act modes I got, and they are significantly more expensive than the pop-up parades. They were, I think, all in all, it ends up working about 60 to 70 quid for one of these figures, whereas I'm paying like 35, 40 for the pop-up parades. So you're getting close to double the price for these. And to be honest, they are action figures. They are very clearly not figurines like you would see for pop-up parade, fixed poses, very much designed to be the way they are. Yes, they sometimes have little attachments and stuff you can attach to them, like whether it be like a staff or a sword or something like that. I think my Ryuko Matoi had obviously the half the scissor that you could put in her hand, because you can't obviously have it held in there whilst it's in the box because it wouldn't fit in the way they packaged it. But these ones are very much action figures. You can change faces, you can change arms, you can change poses, like a lot of it. And that's probably why they are more expensive, is because they give you so many options for posing. But I can honestly say, having experienced both of those, I am very happy I didn't actually pre-order the Hibiki one, because I've seen all three of them, Hibiki, Tsubasa, and Chris. I bought Tsubasa and Chris because I love Chris. I think Chris is still my favorite character from Symphogear. And I bought Tsubasa as well, just to have a second one. And I could have bought Hibiki, but I decided against it, and now I don't regret it, because I don't think they're worth the price they are, to be honest. Just on my own experience with them, they're incredibly finicky. Oh my god, they are so finicky to assemble and pose and get the pieces to fit together. They just don't fit well together. Like, trying to get the hands to interchange, to get the stand in their backs, like, this has always been a problem with me for any, like, figure that has, like, a hole in the back that you're meant to put the stand into. Especially for Tsubasa, this was this one. It's a hexagonal shape to fit in, but the pin was way more circular than hexagonal, so it was, like, kind of just trying to jam it in, and it was just a pain. You're trying to jam it in, like, you're moving all the other parts that you've just carefully posed, you just want to go plonk, but you're having to do this, and it's like, it's just kind of hassle. And then, what's even worse for Chris, within just, like, 2-3 minutes of just trying to put pieces together, of which, like, because I'm obviously put her in this pose with the guns out, when she's doing, like, Megadeth Party, I think it was the move's name, when she's, like, going all guns out. Yeah, like, that was finicky, just getting her hands to try and hold the gun. The hand grips were not made for holding something. They were very much made for just, like, being there. You had to really bend the fingers just to even get them close to being the right shape, which I was terrified I was going to break. And then just simply trying to put the arm on, and then trying to take it off as I was rejigging something on it, that just snapped away from me immediately. Like, I wasn't being rough-handed with it. I'd only been moving it for like a minute or two. It snapped. And it was the elbow joint that snapped, of which there is no replacement part at all. And without that part, there is no way to have any hand attached to it of any kind. So I couldn't use, like, her crossbow pose. I couldn't use this gun pose. I couldn't do just a simple, like, praying pose or whatever pose I wanted to put her in. That arm was functionally destroyed and no longer usable, which really fucking pissed me off. Like, I've just paid 65 quid for this, and that one joint snapped within 2 minutes, and, like, snapped in a really weird way. It's kind of like, because it's a little ball with two ends on it, so, like, it can swivel. Just one of these, like, end bits was just completely shorn off. Like, it was sheer, and I don't know how I did that. I'm not a particularly strong person. I wasn't being heavy-handed, but it was shorn off just by trying to pull the arm off so I can, you know, remove it, because I think I put it on slightly the wrong way, so I was like, oh, I'll take it off and put it back on just so it looks right. Nope, that broke it. So luckily on her back there are attachments to keep, because the guns are quite heavy, and obviously the arms will start bending down because they are quite heavy. Luckily there are attachments to keep the guns up like this. So what I've done is I've put one of them on to keep I think it's the left arm? Yeah, the left arm raised up. And I've just kind of pushed the elbow so it, like, looks like it's in place. But, like, if you ever, like, touched it, you'd notice that it's just completely non-attached. And it's just kind of free hanging there. Like, her arm is not connected. So that's really frustrating. And based on that experience with Axe Mode, I can't really recommend it. Like, they are visibly less quality than pop-up parade figures, just because they are action figures. I don't think the amount of options they give is necessarily worth the almost double price tag you have to pay for it. They're finicky, they don't fit well together, all the pieces. They're a real nightmare to just kind of get right. And at that point, I'd much rather just buy 2 pop-up parade figures of the same type. And just be like, here, I have them pre-posed, they look great, they're in the right geometric shape, I don't have to worry about, have I done it right, all this, that, and that. It just kind of reminds me of all the annoying parts of Nendoroid, but with more of a price tag and less of a stylistic, like, appeal to them. Like, Nendoroids are Nendoroids, they're, like, chibi, they have an artistic style to them. These just look like cheaper figures, despite being twice the price. And that, honestly, has really put me off Act Mode figures. So if I see any more Act Modes in the future, unless it's a character I truly, 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 truly love, which is unlikely, I don't think I'll ever buy an Act Mode again. I think I'm just going to stick to my pop-up parades, maybe get the odd Nendoroid here and there if I want to treat myself, but I'll probably just stick to pop-up parades, as they're cheaper, they look better, and they're far less hassle than having to deal with all the posing and the pieces that just are not designed to fit well, just because of the way they're manufactured, I think. Like, obviously they're never going to be perfect all the time, but both of them having their issues just kind of turn me off the figures in general. But I do have both of them up, they're both ready, just in time for me to kick back into Symphogear reactions, which I just thought was like, the universe is telling me a sign. I should get back to recording Symphogear at this point, since they both came right after the holiday, right after I feel like I want to record anime reactions again. Here's the 2 Symphogear figures ready for this. Go get them. So, we'll be doing that. Thank you for sticking with me, if you still remember me at this point. The Discord's still up. Discord is going to be more frequently visited by me, let's say. I'm going to be posting there more often, talking more often, engaging more often, because realistically I should be. And we're going to get back into the swing of reactions, like I said, with Symphogear, War Trigger, and Log Horizon, the Patreon requests. I'm going to start pumping those out, having the picture-in-picture versions available for Patreon, of course, and basically go back to the way things were, just with a renewed enthusiasm and, well, better headset that will not hopefully break on me within 7 months. That was the other thing I was meant to mention. My other Corsair headset, which was a replacement for the previous Corsair headset, both of these bits here on the side snapped within 8 months of owning it. So I've just requested a refund and said, I just want my money back, I've gone to someone else. And I've got this one, which is 30 quid cheaper than the Corsairs, and honestly looks sturdier and better built. So, big up Logitech with their G5 free frees, I believe these are. It's like a 5-year-old headset, but when you can get it for 50 quid, when they were retailing at like 130, like 120, something around then, yeah, that's a pretty damn good deal, so I'm happy. But yeah, that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed this update. It's a bit of a longer update than I thought, but then again, I've been talking about my figures, my holiday, and everything. I'll be editing this up a bit as well, so whenever this comes up, I hope you're having a good day. Thank you everyone for watching. Until next time, see you guys later.